Hey everyone, how we doing? Happy 2021. Wanted to go over some goals talk. I know a lot of people start setting goals if they haven't already, obviously, and you don't hit them. So, year after year, I've set goals. Haven't hit them for different reasons. I've had agents not hit them for different reasons, but I continually see people just set goals that don't get hit. So this year I want to talk a little bit about how to hit those goals and what I think a huge piece of is missing when people are setting goals. Now, we're not setting goals just because we're supposed to set goals. That's not the point. The point is to set your goals, have an action plan behind your goals, and then readjust and think about your goals when you may not be on track to hit them or something happens. So you just have to reevaluate constantly. So this is how we do it on the team. I'm just going to go over this really quickly on some of the things that we've focused on. Obviously, there's a little more to it, but we focus on, obviously if you're in real estate, this applies to anything though, but this is obviously real estate related. Number of units closed. We have closed GCI, listing units sold, buyer units sold. So those are our important numbers that we're really looking for. So for an example, if we have units closed that we're going for, let's say we're going for 50 this year. All right. We're going to plug in our our 50 and it's going to spread out our goals according to the month. So obviously in January, we have a lower target, February, March, and then as the year goes on, it gets more and more and more. So if we want 50 closed, it's going to spread it out for us throughout the year on what our target should be each month. That's just an estimation of where we should be at based on the time of year. That doesn't need to be perfect. We still have a goal of 50, but this is just going to keep us on track of where we should be to get those numbers in our head while we're looking at each and every month. So we're going to do that for every section here in column B. The units closed, the number of buyers closed, the number of listings closed, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to have a nice snapshot of the year on where we should be each month. The more important thing that I really like to focus on is your areas of focus. So we have our, units closed. Let's say it's 50 for the year. What are our 3 areas of focus? And what's our 1 area of flex, is what I call it. Flex is, an area that we're only going to pick 3 areas. We want to be really down and dirty with exactly what we want to do. So we're going to pick 3 areas of focus, but we're going to pick 1 flex in case one of those areas is not working out. Now we have a backup plan. So it could be sphere of influence, could be past clients, could be team leads, could be prospecting on a dialer, sign calls, you name it. But pick your 3 areas of focus, okay? And then your 1 flex focus. Now, within those areas of focus, you are then going to pick 3 action steps. So if I pick, say, sphere of influence, what's action step 1, 2, and 3 that is going to allow me to hit my goal that I have for my sphere of influence each year? Now, we're also going to put down our percent of yearly business here. So if our sphere of influence is going to be 50% of our business, then we're going to want to put 50%, et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to break down to weekly context, monthly context, and yearly context based on our how focused we are, how big of a percentage of the year of the portion of that business we want it to be. So that is our goals that we want to focus on. Again, the most important part, I think, is the action steps. Then you have our personal goals, family goals, fitness goals, et cetera, et cetera. So once we have our 3 areas of focus, this is what we want to do. We are going to be plugging them into a spreadsheet each week. So area of focus 1, area of focus 2, and area of focus 3, and then we have our flex focus. So let's just pick 1 area. And this is where I think is the most important part, and that's the tracking of it. So everyone has these goals. What we forget to do is track them and readjust them based on what's happening. So let's say our goal for our sphere of influence is 100 contacts a week. So we put in our goal as 100 for the week. Let's just pretend focus number 1 is sphere of influence. This is just one example. Now, we only actually did 90 contacts for the week. This is the week of January 4th, 2021. So we have 90% of our sphere of influence focus area. Okay, that's what we reached on week 1. We do that for focus 2, focus 3. We don't do it for the flex focus. That's only going to kick in if one of these focus areas isn't happening or we're not hitting what we need to or we need to adjust for some reason. A good example would be like open houses this year. We would need to use our flex focus because open houses didn't go as well as a lot of people planned this year with COVID. Then we're going to put in our appointments. So let's say, we wanted 4 for the goal. We only got 3. Buyer or listings taken. Let's say our goal was 3 and we only got 2. And then units closed. Let's say we closed 1 and we had a goal of 1. So then we have some notes and a focus to bridge the gap if we didn't hit any of our goals. So I'm looking at my week 1 here. I got 90% on my area focus 1. And then my appointments, I'm only 75% at. My buyers or listings taken, I'm only at 67%. So what I need to do here is look at the next week of the 11th, and I need to readjust. So if I only hit 90% of my goal, well, now I need to be at 110% the next week. So if my goal was 100, maybe it's 110. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. And let's say I hit. Now I'm at my 100%. So let's go 120. I'm just doing some math quick. I don't care what it comes out. Yeah, there you go. So now I'm at 109%. I've made up for my 90%, okay? That's how I want to readjust. Now, if I'm calling my sphere of influence constantly or I'm prospecting and I'm doing all the contacts and the efforts there, well, maybe then there's a problem on the phone that I need to address. So it's not just about the data that goes in. It's analyzing the data and saying, well, the effort's been there. So how do we get this person to now get the results that we need? And that's going to come with the appointments right here in this column and the buyer listings taken in this column. So that's how we're readjusting every week. Every week we want to fill out our weekly tracker. We want to put our goals in. Then we want to put the goals in the first week. Then we want to put the actuals in from the week. Then we want to do our next week goals. And we're going to continue on with like that and all the way through the year and until we have a month to date down at the bottom here. That's going to just summarize exactly what we've been doing the whole year. So what I think is the missing piece with goals is people are just setting goals just to set goals. What we need to do is track, and we need to readjust and analyze those goals and mix it up because we're not always going to hit the goals. So we need to be coached on how we can readjust and narrow the gap before it gets too far ahead. So just wanted to put that out there for some goals for 2021. Good luck with everything. If anyone needs anything, more than happy to help anyone with any goal setting. It doesn't matter who you are. Reach out, message me, and have a great 2021. I hope this year is much better than last, and I know everyone's has a positive attitude from what I hear out there, which is great. And have a great year, and let's crush it in 2021. Cheers.